People that rent out their personal property as a service: Lyft, Uber, Airbnb, etc. What is your customer horror story? Story 8. Posted this last time this thread was up. I'm late to the party, but here's my story. Uber driver. Craziest, arguably most sad situation I've been part of. I haven't driven for Uber since. On this particular night, I received a peculiar request for a ride. The request came in, and everything seemed normal. He was 3 miles away, according to his request. As I'm driving to the pickup location, I get a phone call. It's my passenger. Basically, he says, "Hey man, I'm not actually at that location. I just had to put that so someone could come get me. I'm too far away from any other drivers, so the app made me put my location in your city, closer to other drivers. Come pick me up at my drop-off location." This is okay with me, because I am getting paid to go pick him up. To my surprise, he lives over an hour away. Score. This is about to be easy money. About an hour and a half passes, and I roll up to a small little house in a decent area. I text my passenger, "Hey man, this is your driver. I'm outside." "Cool, I'll be out in a second." Out walks a guy, 23 years old. Really handsome guy. He could have been a model. Thick brown hair, scruffy facial hair, nice smile, everything. Charismatic and outgoing as well. He has an open bottle of liquor in one hand and Sprite in the other as he walks to my car. Knowing this is against the law, I'm hesitant to let him in my car. But I drove over an hour to pick this guy up, so I wasn't about to turn him away because of his drink. He asks me if we can run into an ATM really quickly. I oblige, so gets to the ATM. He gets $10 cash. He gets back in the car and takes a swig of his liquor, the bottle 3/4 full at this point. I ask him where he wants me to take him tonight. Atlanta. It's not a great part of town that we're going in, but just trust me man, it's all going to be okay. I promise. I'm calm man, don't worry about that. We hit the road. Atlanta is 2 hours away from where we are at this point. It's a long ride, so we begin talking. I learn a lot about him. He's drunk. He drinks every day, so his drunken state is actually incredibly coherent. He's really smart. Former UGA student. Wanted to be a doctor. Dropped out of school. He's now homeless. Addicted to drugs. Low self-esteem. Doesn't know what to do with his life. He is a self-proclaimed freak up. I find all of this to be interesting. I tend to be decent with people who are troubled in life, so I do what I can to try to talk to this kid. I want to help him. I want to relate to him. To get through to him. He clearly has his hands full with life. I ask him, "What's your favorite thing in the world to do?" Like, you have 24 hours to do this one thing. What do you do? Heroin. Okay, let's spin the wheel. Again, not quite the answer I was looking for. I like heroin man. Video games too, but mainly heroin. Do you think you have a problem? Not really. I've been to rehab twice before, but I've never done it for myself. I only went because other people made me. I see. I get a feel for this guy. He continues drinking his bottle. I'm going to get arrested if I get pulled over with this guy drinking this bottle in my car. Frick it. Let's keep driving. I've come this far with him, why not? Pull over. I have to pee. Bruh, can you wait like 10 minutes? I'm not about to stop on the highway for you to pee. Let me get to a gas station. Alright, but hurry. We're laughing at this point. He's drunk, but still coherent, and I'm driving 90 on the highway so this guy won't pee in my car. Having a good time, enjoying each other's company. Right before I get to the gas station, he accidentally spills his Sprite in my new car. This is where I began to see firsthand his low self-esteem. When he spilled his Sprite, he started cursing himself, talking about how he always freaks everything up, about how he can never do anything right. He makes things worse for everyone. I assure him that he's okay. I tell him I'll clean it when we get to the gas station. We arrive. I tell him to go to the bathroom. I clean the spilled drink. No harm, no foul. No big deal. When he comes out, I tell him everything is okay and the car is as good as new. He's still a little upset, but he gets over it. Back on the road to Atlanta, we talk politics, religion, and some other things. He passes out in my front seat from his liquor. He tells me to wake him up when we get to Atlanta. Alright brother, we're here. Now where? This is where things get interesting. And I mean interesting. He navigates me to a ghetto, run-down, dark apartment. There are cops at every corner in this city, and I'm not exaggerating. Just to give you an idea of how bad this part of town is, he tells me I'm going to run inside. I'll be out in 3 minutes. Please, do not leave me here. Please, I'm begging you. I know it's scary here, but please don't leave me in this part of town. After this, you can leave me wherever you want. But please don't leave me. Here, I have no idea what we're doing at this terrible place, but I've found myself here at 4 a.m. with this guy. He gets out of my car and runs to the 3rd story of the apartment. 2 minutes goes by, and he's right back out in my car. All right, man, we can go now. What the hell was that about? Man, I had to buy my drugs. Ready? What you buy? Heroin. Frick, I just drove this guy 2 hours to a crack house. I'm gonna fricking die tonight. I'm gonna die. We pull out of the dark parking lot and just back into the main street, and he tells me to pull over to the side of the road. I oblige. He gets out, runs into the woods, and comes back with a bag. He grabbed his needles. This kid is now sitting in my front seat with heroin. He takes off his shoe and sock, ties his shoelaces around his ankle. He inserts the needle into his foot. This man is using heroin while I'm driving my car. At any second, he could stab me with this needle, drug me, and kill me. I am going to get fricking thrown in prison with this guy and transporting drugs. Wow, frick it. I've gone this far with this kid. I'm not backing out now. I've gotta do something. I'm gonna help this kid. How much did you just buy? $10 worth. Why? Listen, man, you've got a problem. You just spent $175 in rides to get to Atlanta for $10 worth of drugs. Do you see the problem here? He stays silent. The heroin kicks in almost immediately. He's drowsy as hell, incoherent at this point, trying to stay awake. He injected more than he realized, and his heart is slowing. He assures me he's not going to die. Yeah, ooh, please, don't die. That'd be great if you didn't die right now. He lets out a little laugh. He's about to pass out, but he tells me to take him to a gas station. I take him to the one he requested. He gets out of my car and stumbles into the woods at the gas station. I am watching his every move, seeing if he is going to rob this gas station or whatever it is he is doing. He starts digging in the ground like a dog who is making a hole. He's digging for about 3 solid minutes. Then he makes his way back to my car. He found his crack that he had hid last week when he thought the cops were following him. He then buys vinegar at the gas station. He then dilutes his crack rock in the vinegar and starts shooting up crack into his foot in my car. Take me to the hospital. I need to go to rehab. Seriously? Yes, you're right. I'm addicted. When you told me how much I spent on the ride to buy my drugs, that was a wake-up call. At this point, he's on the verge of tears, and so am I. I take him to the hospital. On the way there, he starts crying. You've been a better friend to me than anyone I've ever known. Why? I don't get it. There must be a reason that you were the one who was sent to pick me up tonight. It's a sign. I don't know who you are, but you've been a better friend to me tonight than I've ever had in my life. Why are you helping me? I'm a freak up. You should have left me hours ago. I'm crying while driving this guy. I don't know why I do these things, man. I just care about you. I want you to get better. Thanks. Nobody has ever cared. We get to rehab at the hospital. I walk in to check this guy in. He stays in the car. I tell the receptionist what's going on. I'm an Uber driver. There is a guy in my car right now who is strung out on crack and heroin. He needs to go to rehab. Whoa, what's going on? Let me come see what's going on. The receptionist follows me to my car, along with the fricking policeman who was sitting next to him at the front desk. The cop is a huge junk at this point. He tells my passenger to get out of my car and put his hands up. After searching him, he tells him to gather his paraphernalia, needles and whatnot, and he takes him inside. Officer tells me to follow. He is interrogating the kid, just relentlessly questioning him, and the kid is crying. He keeps saying, I don't want to go back to jail. I just want help. I don't want to do this anymore. I step in and pretty much tell the officer to chill out and quit intimidating the guy. The officer then pulls me aside and threatens to arrest me. He backs off the kid and starts interrogating me, telling me that I'm just as guilty as he is and that I should be in prison right now. During his interrogation with me, the passenger says that I know nothing. I'm just an Uber driver. After my passenger mentions that, the officer tells me to get the hell out of there. I left today. I have no idea what came of the situation. I don't know if the kid got the help he needed, if he went to jail, if he went home. Nothing. I have no idea. Story 9. My girlfriend and I rented out an Airbnb on our road trip through California. We opted for a cheap option with a new host who had no reviews because, well, money was tight. It also happened to be a private room in a shared house. We were in contact with the host the day of and let her know that we would be there at the agreed check-in time. And we were told there would be a key under the mat and she would be there to greet us, show us our room and so on. We got there at the agreed time, and our first red flag was that there was no key under the mat like she said there would be. But there was a woman directly inside, presumably the host, so we knock. The woman inside just freezes for about 30 seconds and then lets us in. We asked her about the Airbnb and where we should go, and the only words we can make out in English are something along the lines of "I stay in here," as she points to a sheet hanging over the living room doorway. So she's clearly not our host. She walks behind her sheet and disappears and just leaves us there. My GF and I are dumbfounded and just decide to leave, try to contact the host again, and come back later. We go see a movie, and during it, the host responds to our messages and says she's sorry she had to leave briefly, but she'd be there this time when we got there. Okay, cool. We head back there, and there is a key under the mat this time, but the host is nowhere to be found. Again, it's only the same elderly Asian woman who has no idea why we're there. Now there's a loud dog barking in the back of the house and some guy screaming bloody murder for the dog to shut up. We have no idea what's going on or where we're supposed to stay, and we are creeped the frick out. We decide to leave and just give up on it. We spent an hour on the phone with Airbnb and got our $50 back. Then spent another hour searching for last-minute motels at 9 p.m. all at $300 or above. That was a crappy intro to California. Hey guys, don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to help out the channel. But first, a word from our sponsor, Light Gallery. It's a game changer when it comes to illuminating your living space. If you're looking to add a touch of creativity to your home, this is the perfect solution. They offer a varied collection of high-quality illuminating objects. The last couple of days I had the chance to try out their realistic moon lamp. I have to say that my room caught a new feeling, and not only this, but this lamp is shown to improve focus, which was really important for creating awesome stories. For you, Light Gallery offered 15% off if you use the code CARL7. But hurry, it's only for the next 72 hours. Thank you so much, Light Gallery, for sponsoring this video. And let's get back to the stories. Story 10. I rented out a newly remodeled home after getting married. I used Renters Warehouse as a property manager. They found tenants immediately and the move-in was painless. 2 weeks later, things started to go south. First a toilet broke, then another toilet broke, then a pipe disconnected. The rate of failures were occurring so fast that my $65 home warranty trade calls were exceeding my income from the property. 1 month later, my pool guy sends a text. Something doesn't look right. At your house, no power. I contacted the property manager to verify rent was paid. It was not. I requested a 24-hour inspection to view the property. When I arrived, it was worse than I could imagine. There were holes in the interior and exterior walls. Someone walked around the house with a can of paint and put a postcard-sized amount of paint on every single wall. They stole the basketball hoop. They marked every drawer and closet. They gouged the door frames. Irrigation lines were cut. Almost every plant outside was dead. In the end, everything worked out. Although there was almost $10,000 in damage and unpaid rent, I was able to find renters on my own that agreed to paint and repair the property in exchange for 1 month's rent and 50% off all deposits. They post everything on Facebook and it looks fantastic.